And we'll get started as soon as that ends. All right, let's do this. Good morning, guys. So NQ is range bound. Not exactly exciting for the morning, but hopefully we can break through this range. I posted some levels, some levels for overnight trades, and we came within 25 cents to 50 cents, 75 cents. Yeah. My second target was 29,708 and we hit 29,707.25. So that's a little maddening. So probably prevented people from getting an extra 30 points on their trade, but it is neither here nor there. I should have actually had that target at 29,707, not 708, if we really wanted to be, straight with it. So anyway, we're in this chop range. Unfortunate, but it's what we have to work with today. Hopefully we could break out of it. We'll see. We're not too far away from breaking out of it. Only about 30 points or so. Let's put on the hourly and look what we're working with here. See if we have any major confluence that really catches the eye. First thing I definitely notice is if we put on the 4-hour and get rid of some of these non-needed fibs and levels down here that we're no longer at. I instantly noticed that we're probably sitting around the midpoint of our sell-off from the last couple weeks. And what do you know? So yeah, yesterday we attempted to breach it. We've got the 4-hour chart on. And even if I don't include, overnight targets. So if this was actually our bottom, if we were on Qs, let's say, and this is our bottom, pretty much same thing, very similar. But so immediately what we see is we're at this key level that during actual trading hours, we can see clearly right here. We could not get a candle body to close above the 0.5 of the sell-off from the middle, from the 15th or so, the 17th through the 24th. Very important range, very clean selling in this range, not too much kind of breakouts. And of course, remember I talked about, how to adequately kind of measure that range is you want it to be better than that 45-degree angle, and it is. So very good and clean move overall on the sell pressure. So we like that, and is definitely a very, very clean thing to keep acute notice of coming into today. Obviously yesterday's high a day, 678, we attempted to break this 0.5, but during actual trading hours, we have not done it. Now, if we flip down to the hourly chart, we have not had a single candle open and close above that 0.5. That is key. That's the 637 area. We really want to hold that zone. So that's what we're looking at. We want to, the hourly candle has not played out yet. It literally has just started. So not overly concerned with this looking like a top wick doji. We got to let the candle play out before we give a shit about what it looks like now. But a couple things we're definitely noticing on this is, first off, let me put back on the 4-hour and make this line gold. What is it? 29,637.25. I'm OCD about my colors of the lines, but I don't want the gold box. So this is how I circumvent that into what I want. There we go. So anyway, I want to get rid of this as far as all right, it must be at the front. Okay, never mind. All right, so let's look at targets. What does this mean for today? It pretty much means for today, if we get a hard resistance and loss of our 29,637, we've got to at least consider some bearish movement. And once we can break back above our 618, hold on. I want this to be able to be seen on all time frames. Let me switch this. There we go. All right. So I want that seen for our trading today because we really want to be hyper aware of it. So anyway, if we can hold this 637 and continue on, we could set up quite bullish, and we would look at 801 to kind of be Bowser target at market open. That would be a really clean break range target. So that's definitely what I'm looking at. So let's put on the 15-minute and let's find some entry and exit levels. So obviously our safest entry is going to be the breach and the break of the double top here. We couldn't even sniff it yesterday. We could not create. Did we create clear liquidity? So 29,707.50, 29,707.25. We did not clear liquidity. So this is not a confirmation move if we break above. What that tells us is, because we have not cleared any sort of liquidity from high a day yesterday right here, we have nothing to give us it's not a confirmation move. It's going to be an impulse move. So because it's going to be an impulse move, I expect to move very quickly through that zone and get that volume surge. And then the back test where we actually clear the liquidity would be after that. So what we're kind of looking at here is obviously my dream would be to pull back anywhere into the 725 to 740, pull back into a box from 725 to 740. So right about this range here, I want to pull back into this range here and then break back above that 740 for a bullish entry. That's what I would love to see happen at market open. So it would be, our entry point would be pretty much right there. Where is my flag? All right. So yeah, so that would be our bullish entry right here at 29,640. I'll put a little flag instead today. Let's try something different. I'm feeling spunky. I use the same shit all the time, and we'll make it a green border. So we know that's the golden green bull trade. So 29,640 on the pullback of the 0.5 bounce, or anything pulled below 640 and then back above it. That is the best case scenario bull entry for me. I don't want to just go at the bell. I would love to see that happen. We are opening pretty much flat. What was the close yesterday? Let me just check. Yesterday's close was 29,695. So yeah, we're opening slightly in the red, but nothing that I'm overly concerned about. So that would be my key bull entry. Our put entry on that would obviously be the loss of 625. Just our straight sell-off entry is 29,645, 625. Sorry. So that is our our hemorrhaging entry. All right, so that's what we're looking at on the pullback side of things. On the breakout side of things, the clean, like, take entry and go is going to be up at our 29,681 right here, the top of our 15-minute candle. Actually, no. We're going to live on the edge today. I would look for my entry to be right around 675, 29,675. That is our just moving quick upside. That's our upside. We're just breaking out at market open. Why does it have a green? So weird. Anyway, I'm not going to get caught on that. And then our push and rejection put entry, kind of the opposite is if we come up and we test this double top high a day, this triple top actually, previous day high and overnight high, London high, Asia high. I don't give a shit what you want to call it. The overnight high, I don't know if London was open yet. No, Asia high. London was not. So right about, we would like to see any sort of rejection or slight liquidity clear there, and then resistance, and then we take that short at the same 675. So this is that 675 is a neutral kind of target. It's the break up, the attempt at the high, and then on the way back down, that's where we would look at the bearish entry as well. So let's just put that in neutral green overall. So those are kind of what I'm looking at. So I'm not really interested in too many plays between the 24 and the 675. That 50-point range is a do not touch zone for me. Let me see if we have any reasonable, exciting fair value gaps here. So we do have a little bit of a fair value gap right here that we have not. Oh, did we fill it? No. We have a gap here. We have a FVG here that we did not fill. We actually midpointed the bitch. So that's interesting. That makes a lot of sense. So, we'll pay attention to that as well. It's bearish fair value gap. Let me make that border red. There we go. And then let me title this. All right. Okay. Anything else here? No. That filled right there with that wick. Nope. Nothing for me in the immediate range. So yeah, that's the bottom of the fair value gap as well. So that does make a lot of sense. If we break over that, that is our bullish entry position. Target one, of course, on that bullish entry position is going to be this overnight level here. So make it the dotted line. Targets are always the dotted lines. And then from there, there's a couple random ass areas here. Target level here. And then, of course, the 618. And then if we break the 618, which is the 29,800 flat, that's when things really start heating up and we could start cooking. It's just really chop within this range overall. There's no clean confluence for me. We've got a little bit of it here. We've got a nice little confluence there. And then we've got some clean confluence here. And then a little bit down here. Not even confluence, actual reversal areas more than confluence. But I actually give a shit about. Because I don't care about within the trend. I want to see where we actually switch positions on this bitch. And that's pretty much it. And then I guess right there. But that's it. Within where we're at here, these lows here, and then the highs over, if yesterday's high day is it. The rest is just choppy bulk shit. So I really don't care about it unless it kind of, it kind of shows up and shows it is confluence. So like this is kind of like that 29,566 is showing up as confluence we got here and here. So that one is showing up a little bit in general. So I need to plug in this other mouse. I forgot the other day. This mouse is starting to get really glitchy on me. So I need to take care of that and fix it. So let me get let me get the charge cord here. Charge this other mouse. 1 second, guy. Oh, here it is. Cool. Found it. Never mind. Let me get this mouse charging because my other mouse is starting to break or something. It's acting very glitchy. And my backup mouse is dead, so I need to charge it. So don't mind me. All right. So if my mouse looks a little jumpy today, that's why. So that's what we're looking at in short on NQ specifically. as far as levels, really that 29,625 to 675, not very exciting, and not that 50 points is kind of the sucker zone. So we're looking to pull back into this box here, that 0.5 box for a bounce. And then on the other side of it, we are looking for what we can do up towards that that double top. So that's what I'm looking at specifically on NQ, my beautiful people. And then as far as anything else goes, let's pull up some options charts. And I will review NQ a couple minutes before the market opens. Again, not really anything to take right now. We've got 4 inside bars in a row here. It's not doing anything for me. So kind of the sucker's bet right now. We're in that 50-point range. I think it's hands off overall. And remember, we do have Jackson Hole, so on and so forth. So that is our plan for NQ. And let's pull up the rest of our babies. Start with NVDA. All right, which is continuing on. I mean, I don't know if I said it on this specific stream, but I said last week that NVIDIA would break all-time highs within a week of their earnings. That was my bold prediction, and we're headed that way. We'll see. All right, so high a day yesterday. Really not interested in NVIDIA shorts overall, but the loss of low a day yesterday does break some structure that we would be concerned about for some possible profit taking setting up. As far as pullback bull entries on NVIDIA, pullback into, because it was earnings, so we do have volume associated with it. I actually do give a shit about this overnight high from 2 days ago. I always talk about I don't give a shit about those levels once the day's over, and even during the day, I really don't care. That I think it's retail importance, not volume importance, and retail is made. Pre-market highs and lows matter. But this one does. It is earnings type importance. So, and obviously, as we know, we don't have any really clean NVIDIA targets above yesterday's highs, because then we're getting into this area from, way back in May where we had these all-time highs. And we come into where is my volume profile? 1 second, guys. Oop, there we go. All right. So as you can see, we come into our liquidity. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this mouse is on its last legs, guys. I got to get just enough charge to be able to switch over. But as you can see, we get into this literal liquidity just cushion where we have nothing stopping us. We break yesterday's high. We should be out. We should be really ready to scream. I would love if today we open just below this previous high, the previous all-time high, meaning before we broke it yesterday, which means right here, because that would prove kind of a liquidity clear, that the pullback and then the confirmation. So that I wouldn't mind as well. But really, NVIDIA, we're just looking at continuation plays here. Pullbacks into 220.85 or pullbacks into 226.85 are both major bounce points for me. And I would actually consider this as one as well in here. Again, I do want to reiterate, I am not at all interested in NVIDIA shorts, and I really don't understand why anyone would be. Some people like to guess that top on the hottest stocks. If that's you, cool. It's not me, and it's all good. You do you, boo, as I always say. All right. So that's our NVIDIA. That's obviously watch number one. We're looking for kind of these breaks. Now the I'm frisky as hell, and this thing's gonna moon right at market open. Kind of like we just go. If we get that break of 228, 229 pretty much flat. And then at that point being ready to take a trim at yesterday's high at that point. So being ready to trim at that 230.50. So we'll watch. We'll see what happens here. It's definitely one of our top watches. Apple was a little screamer yesterday after, that's what she said, after being kind of a dog for a little bit. Overall, she's starting to heat up. A couple really nice candles in a row. This is one where I'm considering a possible. I'm cleaning. You know what I'm doing? This Apple, everything needs to go. There we go. We're starting fresh here. We've got this gap that's been fucking with us because we're sitting in this gap, and really that's not how gaps are supposed to play out. We did get the exact midpoint of the gap twice, but that's going to be one of our very VIP targets. It is a sell-off gap, so we'll keep that red border. But that's very important here. We want to be aware of that gap. So obviously the midpoint of our gap is an important target, which is right around 320.25. Let's put on the 5-minute here. And that's pretty close to where we're at overall. It's a couple bucks up, but not too bad. A little bit of the much ado about nothing same on Apple here. Which is if we get a little bit of a pullback, this little double top is kind of a perfect range for the pullback entry. So if we get a pullback into this area here with a nice bounce, then I would love entry kind of at the break back above 316 or so. But we are really breaking this bull flag right now as we speak. So this is another one. I mean, if you know the frisky entry is going to be really at the break, the immediate break of pre-market high here as we're breaking up. Market did, that's not what I want. Market was quite bullish. We did have some selling towards the end of the day, but overall quite bullish. As we can see here on NQ, we had that selling, but then we ripped from 2 o'clock on. We really took a bounce and ripped on NQ. So, we'll see, which is disappointing. Right after E-Trades and me kind of gave up on some of these bull entries on NQ and SPY. That's pretty hilarious. But we made a lot of money on our Microsoft. So it's neither here nor there. Okay, we are getting a sell-off now. That's interesting. What time we got 5 minutes. So we're not taking this 5 minutes into market open, but I actually kind of like that. Now I'm definitely looking at bull entry at that 29,640, guys. And our targets will turn into that 660, the 676, and then obviously the 690, and then the 707 if we start to pop up. All right, so let's get into some more of these charts here. We know what we're looking at with Apple. We know what we're looking at with NVDA. I like the 1 minute because I want my volume. I want to analyze my volume. All right, now number 3, I'm torn between Palantir and Microsoft. Microsoft's been a cute little thing and has one of my favorite patterns. Nah, not really. Maybe a little bit of my pattern setting up here. Let me just peek Palantir real quick before we decide which of the two. And then I'll peek Tesla and we'll decide one. Okay, so Palantir is still holding this just massive couple days of breakout. Let me check Tesla. All right, everybody in the Discord, you guys decide. First one with 3 comments. Microsoft, Tesla, Palantir. Give me 3 comments. You tell me which chart we're going to watch. First one with 3 votes. First one with 3 votes. We don't have a lot of time. Ooh, a tie. Who's going to do it first? Microsoft, Tesla both have 2 votes. Okay, Tesla won it. We're doing Tesla, guys. Which actually the setup is way better on Microsoft, but that's okay. You guys voted. All right. So we have a little bit of a flag pullback here that we're definitely watching, and we've got yesterday's high a day. Actually, it's a clean setup on Microsoft, I'd say. We do have a clean-ish setup. Now, I can't remember what this fibs is, so let me look at that real quick just to make sure it's still That, yes. Okay, that's a very important fibs. Okay, we'll keep that up. All right, so we have this flag, and we have yesterday's high day, which is essentially our bull trigger right there. 335.71. Let's say 336. And then a couple, 355. And then obviously T1 would be this weekly high, 357.06. And from there, we've got the midpoint, 358.16. That's a key ass level because it is the 0.5 of the full sell from last month. And then from there, we go, look at this. This mouse is jacked. All right. So that's kind of what we're looking at. As far as downside Tesla, I really do need to see it down below like 350. I'm really not prepped for downside trades today. I'm a little bullish on the market. Usually I prep at least one. I don't have too much today, guys. I got to be honest. Now we'll change that if we heavily sell, but we'll wait and see. And right here, that's kind of my Tesla bear setup. All right, so that's what we got. We've got 2 minutes to market open. Let's get prepped up. Trying to decide which contracts I want to queue for the bell. I actually like NVDA selling a little bit while Apple and Tesla pop. That I don't mind that, to be super honest. All right, Apple's already up at an area where we kind of need to play it by ear. Let me put on the 5 minute real quick. Okay, 317.75, but we really don't have much till that 320s in our way. So I'm not worried about a hard rejection anywhere. Okay. All right, so we've got a little, and then obviously if we're already past our 355.70, we would look for a back test bounce in that area, or the next area up, like the 0.5, would be our new entry at that point. All right, let's do this. Ding, da, ding, gong, dong. Let's go. We are ready to rumble. All right, instantly at the bell, the 624 short, which is my you buy and just wait, went 40 points or so, 35 points. Obviously, I was not looking at it. I don't trade futures at the bell. I make a lot more money on options. But for my short traders there, that was a nice, or my futures traders there, that was a nice first candle. So we'll wait and see. All right, we'll get that pullback candle here on both of these. We're going to wait and watch and wait. Same with NVIDIA. Let's see how this plays out. I'm watching all three. I've got Tesla on the queue board though. Tesla's my queue. All right, so that was our opening bell. We did cross our 355.71. I'm sorry, did I say opening bell? I meant our trigger point for fills. Sorry. All right, massive BD candle off our 355.71. It is Friday. You got to be quick with the trims. It's so I dare I say Fridays are the riskiest 0 DTE day, and the day that really gives us the most volatility on these trades. Two candles, insta trimming it up here. Insta trimming it up here. And that was with us and knob till about 145 on the contract, 40 cents on the contract here. There we go. Let's go. 145, 229. I'm instantly out of half. And I missed it by about 30 cents on entry there. I was in about 2/3 up that opening candle trigger by the time I got the fill. So it took me a minute. I expected a little more with those two type of candles there on Tesla, though. I got to be honest. 145 to 232 is okay and all, but I expected a little more, guys. I got to be honest. I mean, 60% isn't terrible, but that's a couple nice candles there. Maybe I'm just way too zoomed in. So we're sitting right at that 0.5. It's not when we're watching a 1 minute chart and it's the 0.5 on a weekly essentially. So it doesn't matter in that aspect. It's not like to the penny some serious zone. There's target 1 on the NQ shorts from 29,624. There is your target 1. Trail that stop, baby cakes. Apple had also our Apple had the perfect pullback entry we talked about. I said we want to see the pullback into yesterday's high a day, and we buy that pullback. So anyone that paid attention and bought that, I would trim it up here. Perfect. I mean, perfect pullback entry. Bounce there. Please trim. Please trim. And it's again, that was about 60 points on the NQ short. We did it target 1. And be hyper aware scaling that. Set stops, please, guys. And again, I did not take the NQ trade at all. I do not trade the futures. First thing in the morning. Apple's still pushing here. I took Tesla, obviously, not Apple, which was my choice. That was the one I was dialed in on, but Apple looks good as well here. A nice couple candles here. So I've got 10 left on my Tesla. And anyone that took that Apple, I mean, really, if you were even somewhat quick about it, you made 100% plus in those 3 minutes. And that's even if you missed the floor entry by 30 cents, you're still almost 100%. Our Tesla's trying to push up here. There we go. See if we could push it through. Again, $1.45 to $2.44. Decent profits. I'm never going to complain at 65%. So I'm bearish sometimes. I just don't like playing downside. I'm definitely bearish sometimes. I just prefer not to play bearish charts. Apple's still pushing up, and NVDA is actually through one of our major triggers on that as well. I'm going to pull up some NVDA here. Tesla final contracts break even. That was our candle that opened above our fill point at 226.85 pullback is what we're looking for a fill. And again, it was, I know I said why, I explained why this pre-market level matters is because it was earnings levels. So that level does matter. I do have NVIDIA queued up. And NQ as well is getting back into, we wanted the pull back into below 624 and then take that 640 entry. We have already pushed 90 points or so. So we want to be very careful with that here. We want to make sure, taking that 640 just off the bat after 60 points already pushed, very high risk. Be careful with that, guys. That's more, we want the true confirmation than just jumping in. Don't like that because it's coming off the heels of a 65, 70, 80 point push. We just wait and see. Wait and see here. Okay, so that we are coming into this NQ, and actually this fair value gap is no longer justified, but it is the 0.5 of a bit much bigger range. All right, there's our NVIDIA fill. There's my NVIDIA fill, excuse me. My NVIDIA fill. Nice back test of our candle already. I'm in the 230s. And I am in at 64 cents. Very high risk, this trade, guys. First target is 229. And actually, I will pull back that first target to pre-market high. And we'll go from there. We got our confirmation 640 on NQ as well. Again, I cannot stress how high risk that one is. I've seen the video push in the next couple minutes. I'm feeling 10, 20, 10, 10, 15% green, up to 20% green, and didn't go red quite yet, but sitting just above my entry. Really want to see this push sooner than later. And I'm looking for trims around that 228.67. There we go. There we go. I don't mind small trims here. If you want to take a little bit of risk off. There we go. There we go. I'm selling half. Close enough to target. Couple pennies away. 64 cents to 99 cents. Selling half. And you guys had like 3 minutes to get pretty much the same entry as me. Oh, I filled for way more there. There we go. We are approaching 100% in pretty much a minute. No complaints. 64 cents to $1.29. Let's fucking go. Hit, like, from what I saw on my screen, 96%. Gave you all the fill. It also pulled back into entry about twice there. And we have hit a couple upside targets on our NQ. And as of right now, 47 points off that entry. Absolutely disgusting. I mean, if anyone's complaining about a NVIDIA trade 95% in 3 minutes, shit. What a fucking trade. Let's go. And no one had to chase in on that shit. I don't want to hear any. My fill was 87 cents. Nope. Everybody got the good fills on those. I don't even care if it comes all the way back down. I'll take 100% God candle any day. I'm literally in 5 out of 50 contracts. Let it come all the way back down. Stop break even. Let it do whatever it wants to do. Tesla was a little bit of sludge, but NVIDIA was really nice contract price action. So it all worked out. I mean, and Tesla wasn't even that bad. $1.45 to $2.45, like no issue there. You know, what, 65% not good enough. I do have a couple Tesla runners still. If we lose 335.71, I'll cut them because I'm guaranteed green the trade either way. So just an FYI. We're coming up to a key area as well. We have hit about 61 points on the NQ long. I called it out in real time as we hit it, and that was the 29,640. We're getting very close to the double top of overnight and yesterday, which is 29,707. So NQ gave us clean AF downside trade of what? 65 points, and then an upside trade of what? 60 points. No complaints there. See if NVIDIA is going to give it all up or take a pop here. All right, since Tesla's kind of choppy, I'm going to watch a couple other ones. Let's see. Yeah, I shouldn't have let you guys vote. I should have picked and said Microsoft because that thing's ripping. I knew, but I get it. Tesla's fun to trade too. Oh well. How sick am I? We hit a 60% trade, 65% trade, and 100% trade, and I'm pissed because the Microsoft was the perfect setup here. Holy crap. That's something in my head that's a sickness. That's a trading sickness. When I hit a 65%er and a 96%er, and I'm pissed because we missed the Microsoft. Oh, Amy, what's wrong with you? But it's kind of out of range now, so it is what it is. All right, out of everything, break even. Oh, the break even contracts. Well, I still have a couple Teslas here. And Microsoft didn't pull back at all with that. That's very interesting. Apple isn't doing it for me. We're going to put Tesla up. But we're going to put Tesla up here, so it still has my chart on it. There we go. That's so annoying that it doesn't carry to whichever screen. It pulls up a blank chart. All right, there we go. All right, let's queue up NVIDIA again, shall we, folks? Man, that Microsoft, what a clean entry. The 506 back test. Oh. That's a little heartbreaking for me. Oh, well. It's okay. It's okay. All you Tessie degens. Tesla's holding this area still. We do have a little falling wedge type setup here. Definitely interesting. Microsoft's out of touch now. We're not getting anything off that. So I don't even want to watch it, to be honest. There's no point. Tesla's holding our 355.71. Again, I want to reiterate, I do still have contracts there. I said I was going to cut if we lost that area. So we'll see. Dare I say, second call Tesla play. Right here. NVDA as well. Definitely interested in that. All right, we could delete these. We all know what our NQ short and long entries were and why. And if you don't, and you were here late, rewind the tape. Go rewind the tape on YouTube. All right, and this fair value gap, we already actually did inverse fair value gap as well, so this is no longer needed. There we go. What a perfect pullback here on NQ. Very clean pullback. Look at that 0.25 support catch. Very clean. Very clean. Indeed. All right. NVIDIA's not catching the 226.85 I was looking for. So we'll see what it does at low a day. We'll just kind of watch. I'm no longer in anything. We're just sitting. We just sitting. Right? I mean, at least most of them boardwalking. I was down to 5 of 50 with stop loss at break even. How do you not on a candle like that? At least, I mean, for me, it was all but 10 and then all but 5 once we were down, once we started pulling down into this area. I only had 5 left out of 50. I do think Palantir's setting up for a break here. I like small positions on Palantir. And then Tesla, if we can get a break and a hold of 357 is what I need on entry on Tesla. Break and hold of 357. Tesla shorts, I don't really like till down at the 352 level. Maybe I would tighten that if the market starts to turn down to like 353.20 or so, but nothing more than that. Nothing more. I'm going to pull up some Palantirs. See what we're working with. Yeah, the 187.50s. Good volume as well. Again, Palantir. Let's put a little longer time frame on, show you what I'm watching on Palantir. Again, I'm personally not too interested in NVIDIA shorts, but loss of pre-market low. All you shorts beasts can do your thing. But this would be an area I'd watch for a possible bounce as well. So Palantir hourly, you can see this perfect bull flag break. Which was also a confirmation break of yesterday's high day. And we don't have much until really back in this area here. So 187.30. I don't know what happened to volume profile on my charts. I have to put this on the 4 hour so we can really see what we're working with above our head here. because I think Palantir has a ticket with new highs, new all-time highs. Yeah, we're coming into some really sexy liquidity, guys. Really nice. Real nice. You know, that's silver tuna. You just need that confirmation, y'all. Just need that confirmation breaks. You don't want to give it up. Might be the silver tuna, Marv. NQ at the midpoint. And you know what? I don't need the longer term midpoint active right now. So let me, there we go. Make that cleaner. We know what we're looking at. Yeah, so we got a NQ midpoint test, 29631. We've got NVDA at a key confluence here. Could be a nice bounce off this range. It's a high risk entry though. I mean, I usually don't like the bottom feeder entries on this. But I really do believe that this NVIDIA wants to catch support here. But we're still waiting and watching and waiting, guys. I don't want to push it. I'm not pushing it. Man, Lance, you be careful trading MU. The spreads can get super wonky on that. Just be careful. Yeah, I'm trying to give it extra time. We do have Jackson Hole. We have a few things, down the pipe. So we're trying to be extra cautious with entries. But I do have to say, like, I have came very close to filling Palantir about 3 times here because I do think it's going to take a pop. I have not done it yet. You will know if I do. All right, NVIDIA's getting a little heavy. I'm not too interested in the shorts. So let me pull up some Microsoft here. Let's see what our fib is giving us. And I've got Tesla on not Tesla, NVIDIA on another screen, so don't worry. All right, we did clear liquidity on NVIDIA. Even though it's not a true liquidity clear out on a pre-market level or on a pre-market level. Just not much anything. We could continue to just kind of sell here. We shall see. I'm trimming my Intel 25% on my September. I'm going to trim it. I have 20% October, but I'm trimming some. And I know that's a little tighter than I usually trim it, but I'm just being cautious, guys. Good morning. Yes. I literally just posted my channel. I'm trimming my September's at 26% here. Yep. Literally just said that. That's hilarious. You just missed that. Yeah, because I don't want to just take some risk off. So, and that was a perfect, like we talked about when we were talking yesterday afternoon about Intel, wait to see if we hold $90, but also but what a perfect bounce right around that level. Like, my goodness, what a perfect bounce. NVIDIA is really working on holding this pre-market level. Also, this major confluence from yesterday is kind of where we bounced twice in the afternoon yesterday as well. So I might take a little itty bitty chunk of NVIDIA here. I'm tempted. I haven't filled anything yet. I will tell you if I do. Nothing's really following through, but we've got NQ holding that 0.5 like a magician, and now back up to the 0.25. Very small fill for me, guys. Normally I buy 50. I'm on about 40% of that with 20. Let's put our fibs on too. Let's see where the 0.25 is for our play it safe traders out there. There we go. All right. I filled 20. Filled 20, guys. 63 cents. Oh my God, look at that God candle on NQ. That's ridiculous. I don't want that to reverse right back down, this 9 o'clock candle. That makes me a little sketched out. If that candle pulls back more than halfway on NQ, I might abandon my NVIDIA at break even. I got to be honest, because I do not love that 9 o'clock candle. Doesn't feel sustainable. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right here. I don't want to suffocate. I don't want to suffocate. Yeah, I know. I'm not worried about that. Yeah, I'll retake entry, guys. I'll retake entry at some point and cut at break even is my play on that one. Sorry about that. And like I said, the second I saw the NQ, we got the God candle, and then we got the Insta pullback 9 o'clock candle. And I didn't love the God candle because usually you can tell it's not about the God candle. It's the fact that, and we went up about 17% on the NVIDIA there. It was the second that we saw the follow-up candle pulling back too deep there. So I will retake my entry. It's just going to be a little bit, guys. I really don't want to give anything back. I like the entry here, guys. I do. It's building a base right at pre-market low. It's holding like a champ, you know. But I don't want to give anything back today. So this is incredibly high risk trade right here. I've already panic cut it once at actually a 2 penny loss per contract. Because obviously I was market selling and it was selling quick. So I didn't quite get break even. I lost 2 cents a contract. So $40. I don't want to give anything back, but I do love the NVIDIA base here. So I'm going to slow down for a minute. We already had a 95% trade and a 65% trade and 2 70-point NQ trades. So I can slow down for a second. Let it play out. We'll let it play out. Slow and steady, Ash X, Ash X. Slow and steady, baby, wins the race. Man, what a top tick trim on Intel we just got. Let's go. I just wanted to take a little bit of the risk off that one. You said SPY at this level has been? Let me pull it up. Yeah, but that was also the 9 o'clock candle, which we always get high volatility at that time. I mean, yeah, absolutely, it is definitely a level of confluence here. It's where we hit highs the 18th as well. We could see. Let me get rid of this fibs here. We don't really need that. Yeah. I think that the volume was high, but it was just the 9 o'clock candle and Warsh taking the stage, everything else. I don't necessarily think it was. Could have been, though. Yeah. Absolutely could be the case, though. It is a little triple top we're looking at here. Let's see if we could break through it. We haven't yet, so. Palantir holding well. Some things are selling. Oh, what the hell? What chart did I have there from NVIDIA? There we go. All right, full range back down. So we have an established range on NQ for the day. See if that changes at all. But it is actually a sell fibs we need now. We did create a lower low and a higher high. There we go. There we go. So that was actually confirmation for bearish NVIDIA pressure. Again, I'm not interested in NVIDIA puts at these levels. I'm going to watch what these two bottom wick NQ candles, how these play out. And we'll see. I'm not too convinced at dumping, and that's not a perma-bull thing. I'm not convinced the bears are going to take over today. We shall see. No one's going to take over until we hear and see how the market makers react to Warsh. Last couple months, they have reacted very positively. So we'll see. So this is my Tesla, technically my Tesla put level. But again, I'm not interested in puts here. Then could I be dead ass wrong? Sure. Like I like NQ long right here, honestly. And with that, I mean, second I said it, 32 point push. I mean, 50 overall, but good info there. Thank you. Great info. Yeah, I'm not putting my money on any of this. Because really, technicals don't matter right now. It matters how people react to what Kevo says down in the hole, in Jackson's hole. Me too. Me the F too. I like Tesla calls here, guys, and I know it sounds freaking ludicrous, but and remember, every time I say I like something, doesn't mean buy it, guys. I tell you when I fill. So please don't be buying shit when I say I like it. I will tell you when I fill something, okay? Okay, occur. I mean, for some people, it does. So. Pretty much. Oh, man. I don't know why I personally did not take NVIDIA puts, but if anyone did, I would definitely trim here. So what's your SPY range? Let me see. Let me see this. Wow. Oh my God, this freaking computer. I think I need a new computer. Janky AF. Makes me crazy. So what's your SPY range you've got drawn? Is it 779 down through 761? Okay. I'm probably going to wait to take a trade until after the hole in Jackson. Because we are selling off, but it's a very subtle selling. And for me, I mean, guys, if you're wondering who I'm talking to, everybody listening on socials, it's via Discord. Just an FYI, guys. And also, I'm not trading SPY. I'm watching NVIDIA, Palantir, Tesla, not SPY. So another key level here on NQ was cleared out, which is 29,511. See how it plays out off of that. And yeah, I would agree. SPY. I mean, the indices SPY and Q have really good volume because of Jackson Hole, but at the same time, NQ, Palantir, NVIDIA, or Tesla, which are the three stocks we're watching, have kind of sluggish volume. So, I agree with what Bagman Joe's saying about the volume overall, but I'm not watching SPY, so I cannot comment whether I like puts on SPY or not, because that's not on my radar at the moment. 0.25 here on NQ. Let's see how this plays out here. That was a key level that we just cleared some liquidity, and we should bounce. So So just my thoughts, guys, is I don't believe we have continuation heavy selling. I'd be shocked if we did. Um, what's up? Now who am I talking to? Let me see here. Hi. Oh, it's KT. I couldn't even tell. Sorry. A few different people have unmuted and been chatting here. Here's about 95 points off that bottom when with that key level NQ that I said we cleared that liquidity around 591. I'm sorry, around 510. And it's already ripped right back up to the midpoint. I mean, literally in 3 candles, we just ripped 100 points, 5 in 3 candles, right back up to the 0.5. Monster move. Tesla again at 351. I'm kind of watching that. I'm not playing anything though, guys. I didn't take that long. So, and I didn't take the short on the way down either. The only thing I was kind of referring to on that is it was very muted selling. Whether the volume was higher volume or was low overall, the selling was muted. It wasn't heavy selling. So and that's all. And again, SPY, fantastic analysis, Bagman Joe. I appreciate it. Please continue to unmute and talk to me. I love it. I love it. I love it. Helps me from having to. Yeah, it was hell yeah. He literally called out freaking 3 SPY Black Crow candles, called the top within like a minute, and like everybody could have made literally like 200 points on his shorts. So, or I mean 200% on his puts. So just disgusting. We played NVDA calls for like 89, and the great part was everybody had like 3 minutes to get in, and then it popped 100% in a candle. So we played nice little. We played Tesla 65%. Now we're waiting. NQ back at the 618 key level. Also at the 0.5 of that initial that we went over earlier on NQ, right when we talked. Basically the same level Bagman Joe was pointing out on SPY. Bagman Joe, are we back at that 0.5 on the SPY? Maybe he didn't hear me. Let me look. I think he posted a chart. Over it by $1. Thank you. Okay. So those levels basically played out perfect that he was talking about, guys. No. Nope. I will eventually. I don't do well with having indicators on my charts. So I'll check it out. I mean, sorry. It's just I can't fake it. It's Friday. I'm tired. I don't know. Sorry. There's 170 points there off that the liquidity clear out we literally just talked about on NQ for an entry. Nice. So now here we broke that 618. Let's see if we back test that and get the full retrace. Again, 707.75, 29.707.75 is that it ended up being a triple top essentially from, and we talked about that those 10 minutes before, well, those 30 minutes before market open. We had that perfect triple top on NQ that we talked about. So if we could break through it this time, we should have a really fantastic break. NVIDIA at the 0.25 on the bounce here. I'm taking a small NVIDIA call position here. I think it's a little bit of a laggard. Most of the charts I'm looking at are lagging NQ by quite a bit. So it is the indices being pulled up on Jackson Hole, et cetera, et cetera. So let me look at a couple other ones and flip them out here. We've got Microsoft. Little bull flag with a pullback. All right, I'm going to take a fill here on NVIDIA if we hold the 0.25 here. Palantir just kind of doing nothing. Microsoft doing nothing. The back test of 0.25 is what I'm watching on NVIDIA for my confirmation to fill. Palantir's doing F-all as well. So I'm going to switch off that Palantir chart and let's check out. I mean, nothing, the stuff we've been watching has been kind of shit. It's been the indices that look a little bit better. So, I mean, I guess I'll keep Tesla on here. Microsoft. All right, so there was the bounce for confirmation on NVIDIA. How is the food? You showed the pictures of food. How is it? Nice. Right? What a perk. Insta 35% right here on NVIDIA. I'm instantly selling half. I'm taking my risk off right here. Let's go. 39 to 53 cents. As long as we hold 0.25, I'll let the runners run. Wasn't necessarily looking for a 1 minute trade, but that's what we got. We got confirmation. That's what I want to see. I do believe that we can continue on. And also, I know everybody had a chance to pull up the charts and be ready to fill because I mentioned it 3 minutes before filling. So I feel like everybody had adequate time to at least not end up upside down and chasing into that above 45 cents. So if we don't get continuation, I'll cut it. But as long as we hold the 0.25, I'm going to hold it here. It was also the break of pre-market low and a couple other things that we need to get the confirmation back on. So we'll see here. Intel took a nice bounce as well here. We did trim that swing. Probably a lot of you got way better averages than I did. I trimmed around 26%. It hit as high as like 29%. So at that point now we can let them, because I trimmed half, I can essentially let them go 25% red and be okay with that. Intel did bounce off the 618, initially attempting to break the 0.5 right now. And Intel has the volatility today. So I think that's a good chart to watch right now and see how it plays out at this 0.5. However, yesterday on Intel, it kind of had the same thing and just sat stagnant at the 0.5. So if I draw it, I'll show you real quick right here. We kind of backed into that 0.5 and just sat there. So there's no guarantees, guys, but it's definitely a setup to watch because it had a really fantastic break at market open. Microsoft as well, attempting to get a little bit of a pop here. NVIDIA's holding, NQ's holding the 0.5 like a champ as of right now. We would expect some sort of selling coming in when we were at 167 points in 7 or 8 minutes. So we shall wait and see. Yeah, are you guys there all day? Can you talk about what company the commercial's for, anything like that? Okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Cool. Oh my God, my poor father. He got at the farm because at the farm, he has, because it's in both our names, he has the insurance. They had one of the insurance policies in my mom's name too still. So he has to deal with that because he can't even cash a check that he got for carb damage because my mom's name's still on. I just feel bad for him. That sucks. Microsoft is pushing here, breaking over this little trend line. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So, I mean, he's already got to deal with his car shit. So, all right, that's the NVIDIA close it all down. Absolutely. Yeah. I met more neighbors in the last 3 weeks than I have my whole life. Let me see here. Yeah, it was pretty good for sure. Lance's gifts are horrifying. Oh shit. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much for sure. I like the NVIDIA second chance. It's ripping so damn fast though. Ugh. But yeah, it's already kind of pushing here, guys, and I don't want you to chase into a fat green candle like this. So wait where it plays out. Because I did I was playing it tight, but I did believe that if we reclaim this 0.25, I do think we get the push we need. So you gotta wait and see at this point though. And what do we know? Here we go. NQ 71% probability of the full retrace if we can hold the 618. And it looks like we're getting that. Intel starting to demagnetize itself from the 0.5. It's very subtle overall, though, very low volume. So don't know how I feel about that overall. Yeah, I'm very I'm stoked about Trader's Edge. I just hope that everybody understands that it's going to be such a you have to put in the work and be like it group focused type shit. Like it's not like, let me privately DM Amy and KT a couple like, some charts, this and that, and they could tell me exactly what I'm doing wrong. It's literally like let's dig in from A to Z and see what's not working. That I want to be in denial because I thought it has been working for a long time. That's almost what it is. So are you trying to like rub salt in the wound with me? I'll tell you, it's like I feel like you purposely, Kim, in the only week I told you I can't do it. Like, I know, I know. Uh, don't shit on my Cubs. Like, of course they're playoff bound. Apple woke up, and is actually breaking over a key area right now. Damn. Yeah, 1 minute too late on this bad boy. I hate playing Google day trades though. I can't do it anymore. That's on the do not day trade list for me. No, go for it. From what era? I mean, what? Sammy Sosa, Ryan Sandberg, Mark Grace, Rick Sutcliffe era? Or are we talking about the Mark Pryor, Kerry Wood, Carlos Zambrano, Steve Bartman era? Or are we talking about the Yeah, I mean, what era? So, and that's just pitchers. I think I just named 8 pitchers. Tesla breaking over the 0.25 right here could set up pretty nice. And that NVIDIA that it did pull back a little to kind of give a better entry. We do have to break and hold this pre-market low. That's really what we're looking at on this NVIDIA is that 225.13. That's a key level. And we have to break and hold that. So that's the confirmation we need to see. There it goes, baby. And it gave a couple candles a pullback for entry. I'm trimming here. That's 32 cents to 46 cents. Ernie Banks. I mean, those are all the nationally known like Hall of Fame players. That shouldn't be what introduced with like we could talk about like Turk Wendell and Doug DeCenzo and all the guys from our. You remember Turk Wendell and his weird ass habits? Oh my God, look up Turk Wendell. His weird ass habits. He had these weird like jump over the baseline. He was like he was a nut. Yeah, he was a nut. Yeah, he was he was weird. He was a weird. You got people like Hisap Choi. I don't know. Yes. Hmm. That's hilarious. Why am I not surprised? I remember him. My brother loved what Lenny Dykstra. A lot of them were. Is that like? I mean, those were the days back in the night, like the roided the f out shit. Oh yeah. I mean, there was no better baseball than watching Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire battle the home run derby as teenagers. KT, like that was epic. It was fun to watch. They were all on him. It's not even like there goes Apple. What a god breakout. It's not even like it was like unfair advantage. They all were on the shit. So exactly. Dude, Mark Pryor and Carlos Zambrano, their legs were like freaking tree trunks. Kerry Wood, like, come on. There's the full retrace on NQ, guys. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we bottom ticked the fuck out of NQ. Bottom ticked the fuck out of it. So come on, NVIDIA. 32 cents to 46 cents on NVIDIA. I kind of hate the contracts are such cheapies. But I didn't want to get in the money. They don't pay as much. They don't give you as much profits. Yeah, that's why do you think I keep taking entry? I mean, yeah. Apple's oh my god, I literally said I don't think we're gonna keep selling. I would be shocked if we kept selling. Shocked. Literally straight up Bagman Joe top tick the fuck out of SPY. We sold off. He pointed out the volume on the 9 o'clock candle. We sold off. And then right at the bottom, I said, I would be shocked if we continued selling. And we bottom ticked the fuck out of it. So literally, if you were in Discord and you took any sort of short when Bagman Joe pointed out like what was setting up, you got paid. And then if you took any sort of long after that, you got paid as well. When I said this, I think this should be our bottom and we should sell from here. I'd be shocked if we continued to sell. So just a crushing short and a crushing long, all wrapped up in the same damn. Everybody listening is who's wondering who I'm talking. I probably should end that stream. I'm going to end the stream, guys, because you guys probably think I am bipolar because I'm talking to ghosts. It is all the people in the Discord, guys. I'm down to runners on that final NQ we played, 32 cents to 47. I have 10 left. Peace out, y'all. Stop being cheap asses. Come check us out in the Discord. If you're still listening after we're talking about Turk Wendell and his tobacco chewing line jumping, I will give you a free 30-day membership if you DM me. New members only. I'm not giving that to anyone that's had it in the last year. Peace out, guys. See you later. Turk fucking Wendell. Bye, guys.